Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining to the webinar today. I hope you see me through the camera here. Thanks for joining. Okay, I see some of you that are already answering. Thanks to all of you to assist to this webinar. First of all, I want to thank you also to the 5ers team that made this possible for me to be here to show to all of you my experience on algorithmic trading. And I hope you, after this webinar, you can go home with something new, no? New information about algorithmic trading. I don't know how much information do you have about this topic or automated trading, but I hope this will be simple for you so that everybody can understand. Okay, I see people from Netherlands. Nice to be here. People also with experience about automated trading. Okay, so let's start. After that, just a few minutes, let me introduce myself a little bit for probably a lot of you that don't know me. My name is Ramón Ruiz. I born in Spain, in Mallorca, the island. I am also living here since the beginning. I'm an entrepreneur, okay, an individual entrepreneur for the moment. I have several business, or I started several business. One of them, and since 2014, as you can see here, I started on trading, manual trading, normal trading that everybody knows. Opening my first account in them, also buying the first strategy from somebody from the internet and trying to do my first stuff. Obviously, I was losing a lot of, or some of accounts, or the first account were lost by myself. But then a few years after, I realized about trading algorithmic or algorithmic trading. Actually, I studied computer science in 2010. I was studying for 5 years in university here in my country, in Mallorca, for 5 years, computer science. So I know about algorithms and programming from the beginning. But in 2017, I was able to join what is trading and also computer science, right? So I was trying to do the meets, and this happened to me. So starting on trading, algorithmic trading, since 2017. My manner, well, I'm friendly with all the people. I am trying to be honest, not also with my closest people or friends, also with in my social media, also with my community, because I am also, you will see if you follow me, so you will see that I am always showing the results, showing when things are going good, showing when things are going bad, because nothing can go good forever. So there are also waves, no, in the progress, and also for sure in the financial markets. I am a shy person also, and of course I am responsible, and well, it's not aligned with the honestly that I'm trying to show in social media and also webinars like this one. So after that, you already know me just a little bit. Probably you will know me more at the end of the webinar. I will show you the index of this webinar. This will take 1 hour, more or less. That's the idea. First of all, I will show you from my experience what is algorithmic trading, so that you can have an idea about it. I will tell you about programming, because a lot of people, when sees algorithmic trading, they think, okay, programming, I am not going to enter here. Is it necessary? It's a good question that I will answer you in this webinar. The alternative of programming is using automated generation. Okay, I am already answered the question, but I will show you what's the alternative. I will show you a demo of how I am generating algorithms and trading robots. Okay, we will talk about warranties that trading robots offers, the importance of a portfolio of systems. I'm not working, I'm telling you in advance, I'm not working with 1 or 2 automated systems. I am working with more than 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. You will see why. I will show you also because, okay, I can come here and explain everything that I want, but I will show you results. That's the important thing, where people can trust on you, where people, not on you, but also on the methodology, on the manner that we are doing the things. And I will also, at the end, before the Q&A section, I will say you some tips in order to start on this world, okay? So let's start with what is algorithmic trading. And the first slide, you will love the little bit, but I will explain you a little bit right now. So here you have a manual trader and an algorithmic trader. And you will see what is saying this guy. What I am trying to explain on this picture or on this slide is that the manual trader at, well, this is European time, here in Spain time. It's 3:30 Wall Street opening, but for people in USA, I don't know how many countries there are here on this webinar, but Wall Street opening, most of the traders or manual traders are in front of, I don't know, 10 screens, 1 screen, 2 screens, 3 screens, depending on the opening, on how the movement on the price in the next hour and a half or 2 hours, because maybe they are scalpers, or also you are a swing trader that you check the market 1 hour per day. Okay, but you need to stay in front of the screens every day. Meanwhile, an algorithmic trader, when an algorithmic trader have done all their work, so creating this, generating the system, create them, backtest them, creating the portfolio, doing all the tests that is necessary, when they are working on real account, we don't do anything else rather than monitoring them. Okay, and in order to monitoring them, we don't need to stay every day checking the screens for sure. So I wanted to do this comparison in advance. I'm telling you, don't take this personally. I am not in favor of algorithmic traders. So both of them are traders, are different traders, different types to do trading. But there is something that I want to remark, is that algorithmic traders doesn't, psychotrading doesn't affect us. Okay, psychotrading, I am referring on emotions. So when you open a trade, when the trade is going to your stop loss and you don't want to lose that trade, most of the initial manual traders, they change the stop loss a little bit lower because I think the price will go up now in the next 5 minutes. This is the worst error that you can make in trading. You need to follow your rules. You cannot change the rule meanwhile you are operating. So that's the thing. Well, that's the most important reason why a lot of traders, manual traders, are not a success trader in financial markets, because of the emotions, the psychotrading, I call it. I think in English it's called the same. So that's the main reason. That's why I put the two pictures, okay? The definition to me of algorithmic trading is the automation of defined task in order to be executed by a machine, okay? By a machine, I'm referring my computer, my laptop, my VPS, whatever that is a computer, okay? Doesn't matter if you have a lot of computation or RAM and CPU. In order to execute trading robots, I can tell you that you don't need a lot of computing hardware in order to run them. You just need with a laptop. Of course, a laptop at your home, you can have a cut of electricity, and there are some risks. I always recommend to have them on VPS, but you don't need a lot of machine in order to execute algorithms or trading robots. Okay, it doesn't affect your psychotrading, algorithmic trading. They don't have fatigue. So, for example, if you go to the beach in the morning and then you have to operate in the afternoon, maybe you have some headaches because of the sun and so on. So you are operating in front of your screens a little bit tired. So machines are not tired, never. They are never tired. So they don't have a fatigue. They operate, you do other stuff. Okay, sorry. They can operate multi-strategy at the same time, multi-assets at the same time. Have you tried someday to have several charts, not screens, but charts, maybe euro dollar, GBP USD, and two or more of them in forex, and you try to follow the same strategy in the same in all of the charts. So I mean, you cannot look at four charts at the same time with the same attention in parallel, because you can have your attention just in one chart. So you have be running several robots in your machine, and they are 100% attention to every chart, also with multi-assets. And also, of course, better precision. When they get the signals, they enter in market. Our perception when we see the signals, maybe we say, okay, this is right, this is cross the line, no, yes, no, then okay, yes, you click the button, and then some seconds are happening here in the middle. There is a gap of seconds when you get the signal and you execute. So we have better precision on trading robots. Okay. But okay, Ramon, this is very good, this is very funny, this is very beautiful. But what is algorithmic trading? What is a trading robot? Is this what you see in the screen? These are programming, this is code. Whatever it programmed by you, is programmed by another developer. Is you buy a robot already done. I don't know, you generate, that's something that we will talk a lot on this webinar. We generate trading systems. What the software is doing is generating coding. Trading, algorithmic trading is coding. Okay, so this is how it looks like. This is one screenshot of one of my coded robots. Some of you are asking if it is Python. No, this is MetaTrader. I don't know if you have experience on MetaTrader, or if you work with the 5ers, probably you work with MetaTrader 5. Actually, this is code coming from MetaTrader 5. So it's MQL5, actually, the language. Okay, it's similar to MetaTrader 4. So basically, everything, all that we will talk today, at the end, it generates a piece of code, okay, of programming. How we structure, or how I structure the components in order this is for the initial people that doesn't understand how algorithmic trading is connected behind, okay, how I can connect, how I can start, what I need to have in consideration in order to be in algorithmic trading. So there are three things. Your broker, that is is the intermediate between you and the financial market, so that you can place the order. Okay, you need a broker. In this case, for example, the 5ers. Okay, well, the 5ers is the supplier of the funded accounts, but they have brokers. So actually, it's a broker. So you have the broker, you open an account in your broker, they give you credentials, okay, an ID and also a password. Then you need something in order to press a button and say, okay, I want to buy this, I want to sell this, I want to put in a stop loss this. Some of the brokers, they provide you their own tools on the website of the same broker, but the majority of them has compatibility on several trading platforms, okay? One MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5, NinjaTrader, TradeStation, ProRealTime, there are a lot of them, okay? Here in the 5ers, actually I didn't say that before, but I have an account, of course, with the 5ers, funded account, and I'm working with algorithmic systems in MetaTrader 5, okay? So here you can play MetaTrader 5 here in the middle. And if you are a manual trader, you just need the middle column and the right side, the right column, okay? You just need a platform and a broker so that you can, with the platform, enter your trades. But now, in order to generate the robots, you need something else. First of all, on the left side, we have on the top side, the programmers. I am a programmer. I am a programmer, actually. So if some of you are programmers, so you don't need anything else. You can take your laptop and writing code, okay? And this code is run in each of these platforms. Obviously, each platform has a different language. So you need to search information about MetaTrader. Okay, MetaTrader 5, which language is? MQL4. NinjaTrader is C++, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so programmers is the simple, I mean, you don't need anything else. You just need knowledge of programming. That is not, this is a lot, okay? And then you have the generators. Okay, generators, there are Strategic One, there are the Expert Advisor Studio, Build Alpha, and there are a lot of them that I don't know. I tried these three. Okay, actually I'm working actively with the Strategic One. These are other softwares that you configure the behavior that you want to include in your trading strategy. You will see a demo, a quick demo that I will do today with the Strategic One. In order to you to have an idea of how they are working. So you configure them, and it's not easy to configure them, but with the right steps, you can be able to configure them. They are searching strategy. You can leave them in a machine 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and they're searching millions and millions and millions of strategy. And then you pass a filter, and they created the robot. Okay, there are a lot of things in the middle between you start searching, not generating, until you have already the robot coded with the coded in order to place in MetaTrader 5. But these are the generators. Okay, you have these two things. Okay, programming, is it necessary? Actually, is not necessary that you have programming or computer science knowledge. Okay, what are the options? There are 3 options. Okay, one is purchasing a robot. The second option is program yourself or paying somebody else to program your strategy. Okay, and the third option is to use tools that generates trading systems. Okay, my recommendation, and this is up to you. Okay, I don't recommend you to purchase robots in the internet. There are a lot of free robots that offers you 100% monthly with just a drawdown of 1%. This is crazy. This does not exist. There is, in my experience and all the things that I have studied, I have seen on the internet, I have tried myself and so on, there is not exist the fixed rentability. Somebody tells you, I can provide you 20% monthly every month. This is not true. It's impossible to have exactly the same every month, the same profitability. Okay, so I don't recommend you to purchase robots through internet. I recommend you to program if you have a strategy in advance in your mind. We'll talk about program and generate right now, okay? And also generate. Let's go deeply on the 2 of them. So I started as an algorithmic trader programming by myself. I didn't start generating. Generating, actually, I started beginning of 2020, so last year, at the beginning of last year. But in 2017, I was starting programming my own robots, okay? They were robots at the beginning, very aggressive robots on profit, but also on risky. Okay, so actually, I have done a lot of robots. Actually, what's the point that you need to have in consideration if you want to program instead of choosing generating robots? You need to have a strategy in advance. Okay. In order to program, or you or some developer, somebody needs to tell you the rules of the strategy or one strategy, because otherwise, what you are going to program? Nothing. So you need a strategy in advance. Okay. Then the strategy is not sufficient to say, okay, I want to program supports. I want to buy on supports. Yes, but what is a support for you? Support for me, it's that the price goes down and then go up suddenly, no? And this is a support. Okay, but you need to program that. You need to translate this sentence to logical sentence. For example, in order to translate, I want to buy on supports, one of the answers of logical sentences is say, okay, I'm going to check every 7 or 8 candles, okay, and I will take the minimum of these 7 candles. You can say 7, you can say 14, you can say 20, but if you say more bigger candles, you will have just one minimum with long period. And if you analyze only 7 candles, you will have more minimums. Okay, so this is the thing that the programs or the programmers we need to take in consideration with somebody that wants to program mainly price action strategy. Okay, because if the strategy is working with indicators, it's easier. Then you need to have programming knowledge or paying for somebody that has it. any cut days or weeks in order to know the results. So you have a strategy, you know that the strategy is working. In trading manual, of course, imagine that it's working in manual trading. It doesn't mean that it's going to work with algorithmic trading, because we need to translate with to sentence logic sentences. After that, after programming, maybe the developer or yourself can take several days, 1 week, maybe some days, 1 week, in order to have it programmed and run a backtest. A backtest, if you have the data, that there are free data, mainly for CFDs, okay? There are free data. You can know the results in 2 minutes. When you run a backtest, less than 2 minutes, yes, more or less. So at the end, when you start to program and you do the first backtest, maybe it can take 5 days, okay? So this is time consuming that you need to take in consideration. What happens if you generate? You don't need to have a strategy. Actually, if you have a strategy in mind and you want to have the robot, you cannot generate, because generate also is for people that don't have a strategy. They don't care about the strategy. Actually, I am working with both, but mainly in generate, I don't care about the strategy if they use RSI, moving average, volume, whatever indicator, I don't care. What I'm going to select is some of the configurations, some of the indicators that they can mix, and the software meets indicators, behaviors, and have some strategy that pass my acceptance criteria. Okay, so I don't care about the strategy. If you care about the strategy, go to the program. If you don't have a strategy and neither doesn't know programming knowledge, maybe generate is the best option for you. Okay, in less than 1 minute, it is able to program and backtest more than 10,000 strategies. This is true. So when you will see the results, you will see. Now I will show you a demo. When it starts searching, it depends on the machine that you have. I have a Ryzen CPU, Ryzen AMD Ryzen 9. Okay, it's 5950. This is 16 cores, and it's generating more or less 1 million strategy per hour. So it's more or less 10,000 strategies per minute. This is a lot. Imagine that you have to generate yourself or program 10,000 strategies in a minute. Of course, this is impossible for a human being. Okay, but you need to have an analytical profile. Okay, we analyze a lot if in the generating software, and it requires higher computation, as I said before. Okay, in order to run this type of tools, I recommend a medium computing power. Okay, it's not with the minimum. So summarizing both options, maybe you can have programming 20 days in order to program one strategy that you don't know if it is profitable. Okay, and generating, you can have 7 days in order to have 30 profitable systems and robot strategies, because you started with 50 million strategy, then they passed a certain criteria 1,000, then some robust test passed also only 200 strategy, and then the optimizer section, because I will tell you about the phases. Only 30 of them are very profitable and also robust strategy. But at the end of the 7 days, you already know that these 30 are tested, are pushed to the limit, and are robust strategy. Okay, so here's the difference. Based on my experience, I always recommend to go for the programming strategy if you have a strategy in your mind and you are highly % sure that the strategy will be profitable also on algorithmic trading. Okay, otherwise go to generate. The alternate automated generation, and I will talk about generation because at the end, programming, that's all. I mean, this is the coding. I show you a piece of coding. You go to the program editor and go programming and backtest and so on. Okay, let's talk about the automated generation, because this is, I saw in my community that 90% of the people, 95% of the people are interested on this point. So that's why I want to do emphasis on this webinar on this point, okay? First of all, we don't have any strategy, okay? We use a tool. In my case, is Strategy Quant, and you will see it after this section. And this is separated in 3 modules, okay? More or less, all the tools are separated, the generation in these the same 3, okay? So first is building or searching a strategy. Second one, those strategies that were searched or built that pass that set criteria of the build section, they go to some test, to robustness test, okay? And there is another acceptance criteria. The one that goes or pass that set criteria of retest goes to optimize, okay? And optimize, there is also another acceptance criteria. Build, define the entry and exit behaviors. For instance, I want to look for strategy that only enters at market, or a strategy that only enters at operations at limit, by limit or sell limit. Okay, you can define this. You can define which indicators wants to use. I mean, not indicators of the strategy, the bunch of indicators where the system, the software can take in order to build one strategy. Okay, so you can select 200 behaviors, and if you configure that your strategy in order to enter only at maximum 3 rules is necessary, so it will take 1, 2, and 3 of these 200 possibilities. Okay, and it will search and it will mix behaviors, and some of them are profitable and are passing your acceptance criteria. Okay, this is the building. Okay, the building phase. The retest, we are retesting again the strategy, but pushing to its boundaries. Okay, for instance, I don't know if some of you heard about Monte Carlo test. Monte Carlo test is like, you know, the spread, right? Spread of a lot of brokers. I think all of them have spread. Some of them are floating, some of them are fixed. But if you operate CFDs, mainly CFDs also, they have a lot of floating or dynamic spreads, okay? So Monte Carlo test, one of the tests of Monte Carlo is increasing well, I think you can put a probability, 10%, 20% of the trades of the whole strategy. Just to break here, I usually generate strategies of time frame of 1 hour, okay? And 8 years back in history, okay, in order you to have an idea of what I am talking about. 8 years with candles of 1 hour. So Monte Carlo test, 10% of the trades increase the spread, I don't know, 300% or 200%. So the double or the triple of the spread, or the normal spread. And you see all of these simulations, because it does 2000 simulations, you see how profitable it turns your strategy, your original strategy. And with this graph, you can see if you increase a little bit the spread and the strategy becomes not profitable, maybe you don't want this strategy because it's, how can I say it? It's not robust. I mean, if you change a little bit what is happening in the past, it will destroy your numbers, your profitability, what you expect from this strategy. So if this happens on the past, imagine if you put that strategy in your trading account. So probably in the future, you don't have a lot of probability to success on that strategy. That's why we pass, this is one of the tests, we pass 3, 4, or 5 tests, okay? We push the strategy to the limits. And when we push the strategy to the limits, we put a minimum acceptance criteria. Obviously, it's not so high as maybe in build, but we put a minimum of acceptance criteria. For those that pass this test, this retest, we optimize. And optimization, most of you have heard about over-optimization. Be careful, because you don't need to, you cannot fall on over-optimization. We have some techniques in order to don't fall in over-optimization. But we are working on this section with walk forward technique. You will see a little bit now when I do the demo what is walk forward. I can take 2 hours to explain about walk forward optimization, what is, but I will try to explain you with some sentences now in the demo, okay? And once all the strategies that pass the optimize, that are usually less than 100, then I choose, well, I create some portfolios that I will explain you how I do it in the next sections, okay? Before that, I will do a generation demo, okay? Sorry. So I will change my screen. I will connect to my, it's not an VPS, it's a machine that I already mentioned to you that I have a AMD Ryzen here in my room close to this one, okay? Connected to the electricity and with a Wi-Fi pen, and that's all. So is this one I'm connected with AnyDesk, but I think I need to change the sharing, okay? Let me stop and then now. Okay. Can you confirm now? Can you say in the chat if you see my screen now? Okay. So you see strategic one, right? Okay, I see people saying yes. Okay, perfect. So, okay, perfect. So this is strategic one. It's small. Do you see it good or it's small or? This is on pause. I see. Not showing. Wait. Now yes, right? Okay, it's because I tried to put a full screen and it seems that full screen is not working. Okay, I will do with a small screen because it's also working like this. I hope you see very good everything. Okay. Okay, as you can see here on the left panel, we have built retest the optimize. Do you remember the slide that I showed to you, the 3 phases that we start generating here the strategies, we go through the retester, and we finish on optimizer, okay? The look like is similar in all of them, okay? And they also have 3 tabs here. It's the progress, how they are generating, how they are, because you configure and then you press start and you go to do other stuff. It's searching, searching, searching. It's retesting, retesting, retesting. It's optimizing, 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 and you do other stuff, okay? Meanwhile, this is creating. So here, what we have, look at this one, okay? This one, well, before looking at this, look at this in the middle. I am trying to generate Chow USD. It's the gold, okay? I'm thinking on Spanish. This is gold against the dollar, okay? The gold asset. 1 hour, and if you can see, it's from January 2013 until February 2020. And also I am putting some space, if you see here, some space of auto sample and in sample. I'm trying to generate strategies in sample so that I left some period of time at the end in order to test the strategy generated in the period before. Okay, so I'm generating the strategy based on this data, and then I see its behavior on this next period, okay? And you will ask me, Ramon, okay, why your end of period is 31st of December 2020 if we are in the middle of 2021? Because then when I choose, I do all the things, all the steps, I choose the strategy that I want for my trading account. I do a test, a future test in MetaTrader 5. Okay, MetaTrader 5, I download the data and I do a backtest there of 2021. Okay, this is another step that me and the people that are working, we are doing in order to put another assurance on top of this to have the robots more consistent. Okay. So we are building here. First of all, here you can see an example. Last weekend, I generate for just 1 day and 2 hours. You can see here running time so far, 1 day, 2 hours. The strategy generated 25 million of strategy of gold against dollar for time frame 1 hour. Okay. This is very, very quickly. You can see strategy per hour is almost 1 million. This is a lot. This is a good machine. I mean, I started on this generating per hour I think 80,000. Okay, so less than 10 times less than the machine that I have right now. Okay, so you don't need these machines. You can just starting with some BPS of 6 cores or 8 cores, and maybe, I don't know, 12 of RAM and so on. I think that's good to start. Actually, my first account was generating with the strategic one with this specification. So you don't need so much machine, but this is my number right now. Okay, I'm very happy actually. And okay, you can see 25 millions, but only 1,400 were accepted. So you can see that the percentage acceptance, it's 0.01%. It's very low, but this is correct. This is a correct percentage, because as you can see, when a machine it's mixing things, okay, you can see that majority of them will not make sense. Probably most of them, they are not going to do any trade. You can see here, rejected detail. You see the reason why it is being rejected. You can see 30% of them, it's because of there are no trades. So I have an automatic filter activated that if there is no trade, you can discard me. This is one of my filters, okay, initial population, that the net profit is higher in 8 years, is higher than 10,000, because my initial capital is 10,000 also, okay. Okay, I'm looking for more than 100% in 8 years. Okay, less than 2,050 trades in 8 years. I think 2,050 trades should be the minimum on this configuration, etc., etc., etc. You can see the reasons, no, why it's rejecting you. And these are the acceptance one and the acceptance one are here, okay? I want to just mention that strategic one is a tool that is working on genetic generation, not random generation. Random is, like I explained to you, pick this, pick this, pick this, and make a strategy. Stacks like this, what it does, it gets, for example, 100 strategy picked randomly, and then with this 100 strategy that pass a previously acceptance criteria, it joins part of the strategy. It makes like sons and daughters, okay, of this, like this were parents, right? So do the generations about things that has their parents, and they join things that are going well, and it generates better strategy than its parents. That's the idea, okay? So this is the genetic generation. This is how this is working. Strategic one also can work fully randomly, okay? You can configure that. So this is my bunch of strategy that were passed all the filters of the section builder, okay? Drawdown, return, divided, drawdown ratio. This is the main ratio for me. So this is the #1 ratio, because with this you can upgrade the how it's called, the contracts, okay? Or you can lower. If you see drawdown higher than that you want, so you can lower the contracts. If you see drawdown smaller, you can increase the contract. So this is things that you can play afterwards. And in order to configure this, I will just show you 1 minute. Okay, this is some filters. I can take you hours to explain this, okay? Filters, data, you can specify in sample, out of sample. And this is the thing that is important. So these are the signals. For instance, I can select ADX, change direction downwards, ADH, change direction upwards, ADH cross above level. This one I don't select, this one I don't, this one I don't, this one yes. Usually I select the behaviors that I understand. And also, for instance, now I am looking for a strategy, for trend strategy, and also changing the direction strategy. Okay, so as you can see, I will have selected the downwards direction, change the direction, cross the level, because the trend continues, but I'm not going to use oscillators, okay? Then sometimes I use oscillators and so on. I am changing these indicators and so on, okay? Things or levels where you put stop, limit, entry blocks, order type. I don't work with market order type. I work with the stop, limit, or limit. And then exit types, you can choose exit after bar, move, and so on and so on, okay? Then money management, the capital, and the ranking. So the filters that I put here in order to the acceptance criteria, okay? Retest, how is going? Is the same. Okay, you can see the same. These are an example of Nasdaq Q, USA Tech Index. Is not the gold. The gold is something that I was doing last weekend. Okay, this is an example of Nasdaq Q. We do the retest. Here we pass some Monte Carlo test. As you can see here, if you remember about, well, this is retest methods, trade manipulation. Here we change the order of the trades, and also we remove 10% of the trades, because I want to remove all the strategy that does not depend on a few trades on the whole period. I want to have the profitability spread during all the time. So this is why I remove 10% of the trades, or I change also the order of the trades in order to see how the drawdown is its behavior, no, on these simulations. So these are the Monte Carlo trades, or also this is the spread. Okay, the line below, the last line, is the worst scenario. So even the worst scenario, this strategy is winning me some money. It's profitable at the end of the period, at the end of the trades. Okay, so well, these are a lot of trades we can test. There are what if simulations, Monte Carlo, higher bad test, additional markets, another Monte Carlo, sequential. And these ones, the last ones, it's the same that optimization we are doing there. Okay. And here we have also results and other acceptance criteria. After this, we go to optimizer, and I have the wall forward matrix. For instance, I will show you one of them. Okay, wall forward matrix. Well, we put 25. This will take me a lot of hours to explain to you, but basically what we are doing here, okay, the original strategy maybe works with moving average, maybe work with, I don't know, MACD, but moving average has a parameter that is called period. MACD also has a parameter called period, and also other parameters, D and the K letter, right? So this parameter is specified at the beginning in the builder, okay? So what if instead of using 14 period, I use 15 period or 13 period? Maybe it's better, maybe it's worse, the strategy, maybe it's stable. What I'm trying to get on the optimizer is that not getting the best combination of parameters. Be careful, we are not changing the strategy, we are not changing the indicator, neither the behavior, only the parameters, the value of the parameters. So what I'm trying to do is not to get the best combination of parameters, but I'm trying to get the combinations, the parameters that are in the middle of instability. So that if I am using 20 period of moving average and I'm using 21 or 19, the result does not change a lot, okay? This is what I'm trying to do. And this is why we use this graph, no? Because this is, for instance, return divided drawdown ratio, okay? Profit risk. And I want to look for some strategy that are, let's say, like this, you see? This is very, very smooth, right? So this is the variability of the variable is not a lot, it's very stable. So I want to choose one of these configurations, okay? Runs and out of sample, well, this is something very more deeply. Okay, maybe I can explain you another webinar. I will consume all the time. So this is some of the techniques in the optimizer that we are doing in order to, I mean, not to win for sure in the future, but to be as much as successful possible, or to increase the probability of success. Okay, so I will come back now to the presentation, and I need to change. Okay. Okay, you see the presentation right again? I guess so. You see, right? The study. There are a lot of questions. Sorry, I will ask you. I will answer it at the end of the webinar, right? Generation demo. What guarantees does it offer? I told you already. It doesn't guarantee anything, but not strategy quant, nor MetaTrader 5, nor anything. Any strategy can guarantee you anything in the future, because the market has an how can I call it? It's not predictable. The market is not 100% predictable. If it was predictable, everybody will win money or nobody will win money. I think it's nobody will win money. But non-strategy, neither automated strategy, neither manual trading can offer 100% guarantees in the future. The market is changing. Things new can happen. New things that never happened in the past. So whenever you do a study of the historical data, they don't take in consideration this data of what can happen new in the future. So it does not guarantee anything. What we're trying to do, or what I'm trying to do, is to increase my probability of success. Okay, all these tests, the objective that passing all these phases is in order to increase my probability of success. Obviously, I can fail, obviously, but if I, for instance, work with 10 different systems, maybe I fail with 2 or 3, but not with 7, not with 10, not with 9. I'm going to increase more than 50% of probability of success of these systems in order to take some profit in the future in the market, financial market. Okay, I will show you some of the results. These results are, as you can see, okay, don't say yourself, okay, 20% of year it's too low. 100% per year of profit is too low. Maybe it's too low, 100 for sure, it's too low. Okay, what you need to check is the average. Okay, a trader, an algorithmic trader or a manual trader, we are looking for a positive profit at the end of the year, not at the month. Obviously, there are months. These are the best traders in a platform, in a social platform, okay, called Darwinets, because there is social trading. These are the best traders, the best numbers, but look at the drawdown. I mean, see the one below, since 2015, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years being profitable year after year and having a maximum drawdown of 30%. This is a very, very good risk management. Here, the good traders, they don't look for a big profits. We are looking for the best risk management possible, because this attracts investors. This attracts, for instance, a very good risk management can help you on passing some levels of funded accounts like the 5ers is offering to you. So this is how also I'm working in one of the accounts in the 5ers, that you will see my results, or how is it going right now in 5 minutes. Okay, so I want to remind you that these strategies, these methodologies doesn't guarantee you to win all the months. You can see this guy, there are 2, 3, 4, 5 months in a row that is failing, but at the end of the year is profitable. At the end of the period, on long term, is profitable. That's what we are looking for. And actually, by my experience, these are the good traders, not the one that show you in a screenshot of I won 1,000 euros or dollars in one day. You can do the same the rest of your life. Okay, if you are able to do this, you are richer than Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, you know, and they are not in the Forbes, so forget about that. As I say, we look for being as close as possible for the positive statistics. We look for diversifying as much as possible. We'll talk now about the diversifying, and we prioritize good risk management. And always, algorithmic trading, we monitor the systems and change them when it's necessary, or reconfigure them. Because when we change the parameters that I told you on optimize, the same tool, the same strategic one says you, okay, this parameter is valid until maybe it gives you 8 months, or it give you 10 months. Actually, I have Darwin also in Darwinet, and I changed last month my systems completely. I changed for a new one, okay, instead of reconfigure them. So, but it is after 8 months. So in 8 months, I just did monitoring my systems, okay? The importance of a system portfolio, and after that, I will show you the results that I am having right now, and afterwards, the Q&A, okay? Importance of a system portfolio. This is a tool called Quant Analyzer, okay, also the strategy quant. As you can see below the lines that are very close between them, these are a different strategy. You can see below in the legends, you see WF matrix. This is a trading robot. All of the lines is a single trading robot, but together is the blue line, okay? As you can see, together is much than separate, okay? Not in net profit, okay? Not in profit, because profit is the sum of all of them, and that's all. But also in other things in order to increase the risk management, okay? You can see here, the portfolio, net profit is the sum of all of them, okay? There is nothing to check more here. Check the drawdown, not drawdown, the percentage of match drawdown, you can see is 5%. 5%, none of them are 5 nor 6, are more than 7. So this is because when, for instance, these are 10 systems, I think. Actually, these are the systems that I have in my current Darwin, okay? These systems, maybe 2 of them or 3 of them are in drawdown or maximum drawdown at the same time. But what happened that the rest of 7 are going up. So when 1 or 2 or 3 are going down, the rest are going up, and they are compensating each other. Okay, that's why the drawdown, the percentage drawdown, is always much lower rather than one single strategy. Okay, and that makes that the return divided drawdown ratio is higher than any of them, and that's the diversification, because these systems, actually in this example, all of these systems operate to the same asset, Nasdaq Q. Okay, so you say, okay, this has a lot of correlation, they can go draw down at the same time. No, but they have different strategies. Okay, and having different strategies, I did also a study in order to have these 10 strategies not correlated. Okay, correlated based on profitability individually per day, per hour, open positions at the same time, etc., etc. Okay, that's why the drawdown is less than each one individually. That's what I told: diversification, reduce the drawdown, increase the success probability, and increase the benefit risk ratio. My real and audited results. Okay, we are going to the end of the webinar already, and let me show you now this. You can see my browser, Chrome. Can you confirm in the chat if you can see the browser? Okay, my FX book. Yes, perfect. So my FX book, I connected the 2 accounts. Okay, I connected my account in Darwinets, okay, the real one, and also my account for the 5ers. Okay, so the one that I have my funded account. Okay, I will show you first of all the one that I have in Darwinets. Okay, it's track verified and so on. And this is how it's going. So this one I opened it in March of this year. Okay, at the beginning of March, I started on that platform, and well, I have a 22% in 6 months. I think it's 5 months and something, more or less. Okay, with a drawdown of 8%. Actually, this ratio is amazing. I mean, for me, I can stay here all my life. Okay, with this ratio, for me, it's very, very good. Okay, actually, I wrote a book that it's Algorithmic Trading, written by some guy, Spanish also, that he says per year a good portfolio system strategy. I mean, the profit in absolute values divided by the drawdown in absolute value per year, 0.8 factor, the ratio. Okay, so this ratio is amazing. And I think this ratio right now, for me, it's profit 6. Well, we can do, it's 621 euro divided by the drawdown in absolute. I don't think there is drawdown here. but I don't know, maybe the ratio is 2 or something like this. Or something like this. It's amazing. For me, the rate of for now, it's amazing. Let's see in the future how it's going and so on. But this is a very good future, okay? You can see all the stats and so on. Nasdaq Q, every month except April. And now, right now in September, today is the 2nd day, and 100 below 0%. But I'm very happy on this system. Let's go now in my the 5ers account, that I am very, very happy also with this one. Okay, in this one, I had to build a strategy on forex, okay, on forex market, and I built 5 assets. Okay, I put 3 or 4 systems in euro dollar. I put 2 systems on, I don't know in English, Neozelandese dollar. Sorry for my English. Well, you can see here. Okay, August. You can see here Euro USD. Most of the trades are here because there are some of systems working on Euro USD, Euro GBP, USD Yen, New Zealandese dollar, and GBP USD. Okay, this is the percentage. I am operating on 5 different assets in forex, and I think I put 10 systems or 11 systems. I think it's 11 systems, different systems, okay? Actually, I started on June, 1st on June. It was going down. Remember, this is a count of $10,000. I can go down until 9,600, okay, minus $400. I did a minimum of $9,854. So I had some margin still in order to get until the 9,000.6 dollars. And then at the end of July, more or less, I started on June down. At the end of July, it went up, and then the systems went up and up and up all the August. And I am very happy because right now I am in positive 400. I am up to 600. Okay, to go to the next stage, I need 200 more in order to get there. I'm very happy. The systems are answering very, very well, are performing in the statistic that I have analyzed. So none of them has gone out of the boundaries. I am monitoring them once per week or once every three days. Everything goes well. So for the moment, I am very, very happy. These are the stats. This is not verified, the track, because the broker is not listed in my FX book. That's a pity, but these are trusted numbers. Otherwise, the 5ers can confirm that because they have also my account monitoring. Okay. So these are my 2 audited results this year. Okay. I hope everybody wanted to see this one, or maybe you were expecting more. You need to be careful also to pay attention on the risk management. That's the most important thing. And all the funded accounts providers, the 5ers, they want people that do a very good risk management, because these are the good traders. The good trader is not somebody that gets 100% one month and the next month it does minus 70% of your account. It will burn your account, you know. So these are the good traders, the good risk management. Okay. So I'm going again for the last stint to the presentation. And this is already the last step. Okay, how do I start? I just say one recommendation, okay? By learning, okay? I know that all the information, and I can assure you that all the information that you can find not a book, because there are a lot of information in books. I like a lot of reading. Information that you can have a course, you can have a university. All this information is on internet for free. Obviously, you need to spend time to look for this information, to discard the one that are not good information, to to be able to understand which information is real and which information is not, and this is time consuming, of course. That's why there are universities, and that's why there are courses, and there are academies and so on. But I recommend you that learning, choose if you want to learn programming or if you want to learn these tools that generates a trading system. But any of the two ways, you need to learn something. Trading is a job. Algorithmic trading is another job. So take it in consideration that you are not learning on, I don't know, to do something simple. This is very complicated. Majority of traders are failing, and are failing because some reasons. Okay, so my recommendation is that learn about it. Meanwhile, you are practicing also. Okay, and question and answers. Until here, my explanation. I say thank you to everybody, to all the people that stay here. I want to say thank you at the end of the webinar and say some words. So I will pass to the questions right now. We are 8 people right now. I'm trying to. Okay, there are a lot of questions that you have done since the beginning. Let me go at the beginning. If I am skipping some of them, please ask me again below, okay? Are pro real-time ES allowed by 5ers? I think no. Maybe the team can answer to you. There is no EA that you can put on and live alone and make money. That's right. There is no trading system, neither trading strategy, manual strategy. You can need to change them, to reconfigure them. Nothing works forever. If everyone is generating strategies, they want many people be running pretty much identical strategies. There is only so much you can generate that is unique. No, there are a lot, billions and trillions of combinations of strategies. There are many possibilities that I don't think anybody will end up to the same strategy. Okay. How much RAM do you need to? I think you were asking for strategic one. The RAM is highly consumed in the retest and also optimize phase. I recommend 12 is enough, okay? With 12 is enough. Minimum 8, okay? Who developed all the database strategy? What is the quality of most of it in terms of profitability? This depends on the test that you pass. This depends on the configuration. It's very there are a lot of configuration of strategic one, a lot. And this probability that you are asking for, it depends on what you have configured the tool and the test that you have passed and all the analysis that you have performed. Okay. It will be great to know if 5ers accept ES from non-MT45 sources per real time. That's something that I cannot ask. Are these combination of money strategy in one? This combination of money strategies in one? No, these are different systems. Where what I'm doing with the portfolio is that I am connecting the 10 strategies in the same MetaTrader 5, but in different charts, okay? But connected to the same account, trading account. Very informative, thanks. How are these strategies generated by the system available for us to trade in the real market? How are these strategies generated by the system available for us to trade? I don't understand this question, Mohammed. No, so how are these strategies? Can you ask me again or reformulate again? Yeah, yes. Are saying multi-strategies in one EA for better to increase profitability? Multi-strategy is not to increase profitability. The main reason is to increase the better risk management, to reduce the drawdown, okay? How much time will you need to learn and build a profitable strategy. To learn and build, if you are using Generator, you don't need to learn any strategy. They make a strategy for you. So as I said, I am taking right now more or less an average of 5 days, in order to have a bunch of strategy, robust strategy, pass all the tests, optimize and so on for one asset, okay? Please get to the point. How can we use the generator? It has a license, okay? It's not for free. There are some days for free, but it has a license, okay? You need to download in a computer and work with it. So thanks for the presentation. Thanks to you to being here. What experience on programming I need? If you use the generator, non-programming experience. If you want to program by yourself, you need to know coding. It doesn't need to be an expert for sure, because you just need to know the simple sentences like if conditions, while, for, loops, variables, objects, functions, and so on. The simple thing. Thank you, excellent webinar. Thanks to you. Do you use simple strategy for forex on SQA, or also which time frame do you use? Finally, what filters do you use? Simple strategies I am using for forex on SQA. Which timeframes I normally, for the 5ers, all the systems were generated under 30 minutes time frame, okay? And what filters I use? Usually I use the return divided drawdown ratio. This is for sure. I use also the net profit. Obviously, it needs to be profitable. I am not very strict for the net profit, because I am, as I said, my priority is the return divided drawdown ratio. Also, I put a minimum of trades, okay, and also a minimum of bars duration, candles duration of the trade. How do I get started with you? How to trade all the time? I will tell you now at the end of the webinar where you can find me, okay? Strategies you have generated, you demo test them first or put them live straight away? I put the demo first, okay? 1 month or whenever they do some maybe 50 trades, then I can go to live, okay? With the strategic one, what do you start with as far as giving the system inputs? Do you select the single time frames or use multiple time frames? Do you provide a list of indicators to use? I provide, well, in my academy, I provide some configurations for the people that are in there, okay? I usually one single time frame, depending on the account. For instance, I mean, in forex, I am using 3 minutes. It depends on the spread also. If your assets, I mean, in the 5ers, forex has fewer spread. So with fewer spread, I can lower a little bit. The time frame, because the data, in order to do the back test, I download it from Ducascopy. Its CFD is also data, and I know that this data is not equal that the data that has the 5ers. I know that there is a percentage of difference. So what I am trying to do is, if you put higher time frames, it reduces the difference of the data. If you operate at 1 minute, there will be in percentage of the price more difference between your broker data and Ducascopy. And that's why I recommend always using more than 1 hour time frame. But when you use lower spreads like the 5ers, I used 30 minutes, okay? Or maybe if you operate futures, that there is a fits, I mean, there is a fits spread, you can generate strategies at 1 minute, and they are very, very good. Okay. Do you need to have 5 computers to run 5 different MT5 strategies, or do you use virtual machines? I use virtual machines. No, but I use just 1 computer. Okay, 1 virtual machines. Listen this. 1 virtual machines, I have 1 MetaTrader 5 installed, and inside 1 MetaTrader 5 installed, I have 10 systems. Okay, then I have another MetaTrader 5, another instance, but in the same machine, another MetaTrader 5 or MetaTrader 4, and I have another account with other 10 systems. So you can do everything in one computer machine. Can you provide some predefined config that we can start with? I am not providing that for people that are not in the academy. That's something that it's a plus if you are in the academy. In no experience in programming, how much time do you think to use a strategy quant? It depends. It depends on the time that you spend on practicing, on getting knowledge. Where do you study? There are videos. You can look for videos. You can. It depends. Depends. Maybe I don't know, less than 1 month. You should be able to learn how strategy quant works. What is the max risk you are using for a portfolio? I don't like to be more than 15% of drawdown. 15, 20. Could you expand more on a generator? I didn't quite understand you. How does it work? I can take you hours and hours and hours, Kenneth, to answer you. Sorry. What is the generator name and how can we get it? This is well, a strategy quant. It has licenses on his platform. Okay. Do your system combine strategies in one year to improve profitability? Every system is a different strategy. So yes, I am combining different strategy under the same trading account, not in the same year. Did you do a course to generate a strategy? Yes, I have academy courses and so on in my website. Thanks for presentation. How do you get the working strategy from strategy quant into trading platforms such as MT5? Does it generate MQ5? Exactly. It generates a MQ5 for each strategy, and then you copy paste and put it on MetaTrader 5. How we contact you for your academy? I will tell you everything now at the end of this webinar. Is strategy quant the software? Yes. Can you run one strategy on multiple time frame for the same pair? Yes. What is configuration of your computer? Do MetaTrader slow is down? In order to run MetaTrader 5, you don't need a lot of machine. You just need maybe, actually, I am running right now 2 or 3 strategy quants in a computer that has 4 CPUs. I know, 2 CPUs, okay? So you don't need a lot. Can you tell me how to improve consistency? It's a very big explanation, Atticus. Which VPS do you recommend? I use Contaba, actually. What stop loss setting do you use for forex? I use a range of pips, okay, always, in order to look for a strategy. You also use VPS for MQL5 too? Yes. No, not from MQL5, but from another provider of VPS. Okay. So I think I answered all the questions. I think we can close the webinar right now. I want to say thank you to everybody that stayed here until the end. 70 people here hearing us. You can find me on Hobbiecode. My name is Hobbiecode. My name is Ramón, but my social network name is Hobbiecode. You can find me on Instagram, on YouTube, videos every day. Instagram, I am sharing content every day. Sorry, YouTube videos every week. On Twitch, sometimes I do some lives, also on Instagram, and a new podcast in Spotify. My content is in Spanish. Sorry for all of you that don't understand Spanish. For the moment in Spanish, I know English, so you can contact me directly, direct message in Instagram, or also direct message in Telegram, @Hobbiecode. You can tag me there, @Hobbiecode, and you will find me there. Okay. So thanks everybody to stay here. I hope you will see each other in the future with the 5ers. Thanks to the 5ers team to make this possible. And have a nice day and have a good trading. Bye-bye.